Derek, take it away.
Okay, here's your controller wire. Your controller wire goes from your wires inside. So this is going to go inside your valve box, and it's going to go all the way to where your timer is at right here. One wire from each of these valves goes to each colored wire. So one valve is going to go to a blue, one valve is going to go to a green, one valve is going to go to one wire, and one valve is going to go to a red, one wire, one valve is going to go to yellow. The rest of the wires on the rest of your valves are our common wires. So you're going to have one wire from every valve, 1, 2, 3, 4 wires all together going to this white wire right here. That white wire is going to connect to the common connection inside this controller. These are going to be your station wires. So red would be 1, green would be 2, blue would be 3, yellow would be 4, or however you want to do them. So that's your wire setup. That's your electrical setup. This right here is your Wi-Fi module. That goes accessory right there. Wi-Fi module plugs right in there. And that's this little thing right there. You can see it's just a little chip that just plugs right in there.
Cool.
Pretty easy.
And then it automatically syncs up because that's connected to like the motherboard of that.
Yep.
Okay.
And then from there you'll be able to set your run times and stuff like that from your phone.
Okay.
You'll be able to turn stuff on from your phone wherever you're at.
Cool.
It'll show you the weather and stuff of where your controller's at, so you know how much the water and stuff like that if you're out of town.
Okay.
This is your valve manifold right here. This is gonna go in the ground. You're gonna have to tighten up all these. See, this comes off. These are all unions. All these pieces right here, these are all unions that come off. So you're gonna have to tighten those up. Right now, they're all just hand tightened on there. You're gonna have to tighten them up a little bit tighter, but you see how they all have seals on them. So they all seal up on both sides right here. They have gaskets. So you'll tighten that one up real good. You'll tighten that one up real good. And then you'll connect it to your union right there.
Cool.
Like that. So you're gonna do that for all your valves. This is where your water is gonna come in right here. This is your main water entrance. Your main water line first is gonna come in here, then it's gonna go in here. You want that facing straight up out of the ground like that. I'm gonna give you a piece of 2-inch pipe. It's gonna come up and it's gonna go over that. This is gonna go on the top of that 2-inch pipe. The lid comes off of it, so you can stick a key down there and you can turn your water on and off.
Gotcha.
These are your vacuum breakers. One of these goes on every single one of these valves. Basically, this keeps the water in your sprinkler line from being siphoned back in to your main water system and contaminating it. It is code. So
Gotcha.
So especially if it's city water.
They
it's
attach
gotta be-
to.
Yes, they attach to those.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
You're gonna have this, one of these for each one. You're gonna want to put Teflon on all these fittings. This is the side, your valve. So basically, I'll just show you from this one right here. You got slip by thread, 90s. These gray ones, you got 8 of them. So 2 at the bottom of each one of these. So you got 4 of these vacuum breakers, 1 for every valve. So you have 2 at the bottom of every one. It's gonna thread on to the bottom of there like that. You got slip glue fitting right in here. Once you get all this in the ground right here, you're gonna get pipe, and you're gonna glue a piece of pipe in here, and you're gonna glue a piece of pipe in here, which connects this to this right here. After you do that, this other piece goes on this other side right here. You have a question?
No.
Okay. That goes on that other side right there. Now you said 3 of these are gonna be on, 3 of these are gonna be pressure regulated drip zones and, for your garden and stuff like that. So they're regulated down to 30 PSI.
Okay. Yeah, so the plan was to have 1 for the sprinklers and then 2 for the drip lines, and then 1 is a future
Exactly.
probably drip line maybe for the front yard or something like that.
Exactly.
Just not planning it yet. So you're saying 3 will have that PSI that you mentioned.
Yeah, because anytime you have drip or these sprayers like you're gonna have for your garden, then it needs to be regulated down to 30 PSI, or else it's just gonna blow everything apart and stuff like that.
So 30 PSI for drip. Gotcha.
So you got 2 3/4 inch female adapters, both for each side of this right here. These are going to go after your valve. You got to make sure you get it in the direction it says it's going. It tells you your flow right there. So your flow is being going that way because you're coming out of the vacuum breaker. So your flow is going that way. So you want to make sure that's going like that and it's not like that.
Gotcha.
This is a pressure regulated filter. It's got a filter and a pressure regulator inside. If you ever need to clean it, you just take the top off. There's a stainless steel screen inside. You can clean that out or something like that.
How often do you need to clean those? Like
not very often at all, especially if you're on city water. You shouldn't have to hardly clean them at all. It's just
more for residue.
Yeah, it's basic. Yeah, because you drip emitters and stuff like that, they get anything, any kind of little bit of rocks or something in there, kind of like clog up your emitter or something like that. All right, so you're gonna want to make sure you Teflon this stuff too. Not too much Teflon any of this, maybe 2 or 3 wraps at the most. So you're gonna get another piece of pipe. You're gonna glue it in there. You're gonna glue it in the other end of here. You're gonna want this one. Probably you're not going to have them too far away from this because you're going to have 3 of these in line. One right here, you're going to have another one right here. And you're going to have another box that's going to be right in front of this because these are going to be buried in the ground too. So you're going to have another box that's right in front of your vacuum breakers so you can access all this stuff that's in the ground.
Gotcha.
After you come out of this, after you have all this connected, you're gonna glue another piece of pipe into that right there. You got a 90 right here. You can glue a piece of pipe in there. You're gonna have a piece of pipe coming. You're gonna glue another piece of pipe coming up this way above ground. When you get above ground or about ground level, or maybe a little bit lower, you're gonna glue this piece. So you're gonna have this piece at ground level coming up off of this end of this line right here. This is a little compression coupling for your 1/2 inch poly. This needs to be glued inside here. So you just glue that inside of there. Now you're ready to hook up your 1/2 inch poly line to run out to your vegetable beds or whatever you need. So these are going to be, this is a connection for your distribution line for your flower beds or your drip.
The 30
or
PSI.
Exactly. So this is, and all you got to do is just press it in there. It's a compression fitting. So once you push it in there, it will not come out.
No, it doesn't need glue, doesn't need tape.
No, it doesn't need glue or nothing like that. Yeah, it just pushes right in there. So you're going to have 3 setups like this, all coming up out of the ground. And one's going to go to your garden, one's going to go to your other drip, and then one's just going to be.
And then what about the one that's like not being used? Will there be a cap for it or something like that? Or
I can give you a cap for it, or you can just leave the valve off. You can.
It doesn't matter if it's exposed or anything.
It doesn't matter. So, I mean, you can disconnect the wire off the clock if you want. You can not have the wire connected in the box. You could, you could have it all hooked up and just make sure you don't run it. And just make a note that this zone's not hooked up to nothing. That way it doesn't like flood your whole yard or anything like that. So this is your main. This is all your main system. Right here, your valves, your AVV setup, your timer, your timer wire. This is going to be your whole heart of the system right here, along with your shutoff valve. So this is going to be the first thing that you're going to want to put in the ground first. You're going to want to get all this stuff in, get all these lines coming up out of the ground. Your valve for your turf, of course, you're going to want that trench to be at least the same depth as this valve is right here. You know what I mean? I mean, because you don't want to come out of this and go have to go up or
because you're going to be coming out of the ground.
Exactly. Yeah. So you want to try and get that pretty much as deep. I mean, if you have to come up a little bit, that's okay. I'm not saying, hey, if you want to bury this 3 feet deep, then your lateral line's got to be 3 feet deep. You know what I'm saying?
What's kind of a minimum? Maybe a foot, 2 feet?
A foot and a half, 2 feet. Yeah, no less than a foot and a half. I would do. Because these right here, this has got to be sticking up at least 12 inches above the ground. From your lowest sprinkler head. So, say your yard is a little bit off level and one area is higher than the other. Say you have a zone and a raised bed over here, and the raised bed's 4 feet off the ground, and these things are down here. Since that's higher than this, the atmospheric gravity isn't going to let it flush out of here like it's supposed to.
Okay.
So this would have to be higher than that over there.
Gotcha.
Generally, I
Oh,
mean,
interesting.
that's a very.
Because I do have that issue, a little bit of a slope for the garden,
Yeah.
and where the grass, the turf's going to be down here, and the gardens go up a little bit of a hill.
The dripping stuff like that, it's not as important.
Not as important. It's more the turf. The turf will be pretty level.
Yeah,
too.
because it's a bigger volume of water.
Okay, cool.
And stuff like that.
Cool.
So,
Yeah. Well, the turf's going to be pretty level to where the box is, and
okay.
and everything.
Cool.
And
So that's perfect. So you shouldn't have to worry about that then. Okay. Now we'll go to your garden beds. How many do you have? Let me see your.
we're going to do 3.
3 altogether. Where's your little map at?
Oh. Leave it. Oh, it's in my pocket. Shit.
So we had one here, and then you were gonna do another one somewhere else.
Yeah, actually, they're probably going to be 3 right there.
About the same
Yeah,
size.
about the-
Okay,
no,
so
no,
I'll have
no.
to add in a few more of these stakes right here for that extra one.
Okay.
Because I just seen the 2 there.
Right,
So I
right,
just
that was
figured I
kind
had
of-
the 2. So
We built 1, so we still have 2 to build.
Cool.
So that's the plan. Though,
veg gardens are awesome. Man.
Yeah.
I wish I could do one. I live in an apartment though. So, all right. So once you got these above ground, you're ready to run your poly distribution line to your vegetable garden. How far of a run is it going to be? Can you go through here? Are you going to be able to go through here with the poly? What do you got right here? Nothing right now?
Nothing right now.
Okay.
It'll probably be like some crusher fine or something, or so.
Okay.
We can probably bury that, right?
Yeah, and well, this poly line's going to be going through there too.
Okay.
So if you wanted to tap into it and put some plants in there,
Oh, that's a good idea.
You could easily do that.
Cool.
You
Yeah,
know
that's
what
not a bad idea.
I mean, you probably don't want to use this particular line because this is going to be going in your vegetable garden. Your vegetable garden, you want to run separate from plants and stuff like that
Okay,
because your
right.
veg garden's going to need a whole lot more water
Than the bushes.
than all these bushes
Right,
and stuff
okay.
like that. So that veg garden, you kind of want to just be able to run that on its own.
Okay, gotcha.
But you're probably going to run another poly line over here or something anyway. I'm not sure. But well, your other one's going to go along here, right?
Yeah, so it's pretty much this, and then the veggie gardens and the grass. This is actually going to be all. We've decided to do like a patio there.
Okay.
So we're
well,
probably
we
not
can
gonna do
easily throw a T. You can easily throw a T right in here, coming off of this valve that's going to be connected to all this.
Okay.
It's going to be the same setup. That'll be coming out of the ground right about here where all this stuff's at, right?
Okay.
So we can come out, and then I can put you a compression T right there.
Okay.
And then you can come down with that T right through here, and just put a cap on it right here.
Okay.
That way it just
So it'll be the same line as the
same line
perimeter.
as all this stuff
Okay,
right
cool.
here, but it'll just have a cap on it and it'll end right there.
Okay, that's
so
a good
I have
idea.
to add something. So I just have to add a T and that on there and stuff. So
Okay.
so once you have this above ground and you're ready to run you're going to run the 1/2-inch distribution line all the way to your veg gardens. Okay, you're going to want to run that 1/2-inch distribution line. One line through one of the veg gardens and the other line, and then you're going to want to either come down and tee off and put a cap, and probably come down and do a 90 and put a cap. So you'll have a 1/2-inch distribution poly line coming through both the center of both of these veg gardens, coming off of this line that goes through up through here. So it's basically going to come through here, 90 this way, tee off there, come up 90 there,
Okay.
and there'll be a flush cap. So you got your distribution there line now. So now, what you'll do is these are going to go on the perimeter of your whole veg garden, okay? Everywhere there's a dot, you'll put one of these stakes. So basically, it's going to be like a sprinkler, pretty much. There's going to be a little sprayer. You got these little sprayers right here, and they screw right on the top of these, just like that.
Okay.
And these, you can adjust the distance on them by using this knob right here. That turns them up, turns them down, turns them all the way up, turns them off, whatever you want.
So to the right it gives more water, to the left is like closing it?
Well, it's either way.
Okay.
All the way shooting up like that, it's going to be all the way open.
Okay.
So turning it down that way is going to turn it down. Turning it down that way is going to
Gotcha.
turn it down.
Okay.
Turning it down straight down is going to turn it all the way off. You'll kind of see as you turn it on and you get to mess with it and stuff like that. So you got 90s, you got 90 sprayers in here, and you got half sprayers in here.
Okay.
All your 90s are going to go in your corners. 1, 2, 3, 4 90s on this one, and then you'll have a half and a half.
In the middles, on the
Yeah, yeah. So that'll be in the middle, and those will be half 180 sprayers. So basically, we'll have a 90 that sprays like this. This one sprays like that, like that, like that. So pretty much these are going to be all around.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're going to be all covering each other.
Gotcha.
Basically, so this whole veg bed is getting covered with water
Gotcha.
everywhere, which is what you want.
Sure, that makes sense. Okay.
So you're going to stick this in the ground, on the all around the perimeter, everywhere your dots are on there.
Okay.
So you're going to have this right here. This 1/4 inch tubing right here.
And that all gets fed off of that T.
That distribute. Yeah, yeah. So you're gonna. These aren't. So this line right here is not going to be, because I mean you can see these are only that wide. Of course, your veg garden is going to be wider than that.
Right.
So what you're going to have to do once you put, because you're going to have your 1/2 inch distribution line going down the middle, and you're going to have these on the perimeter. So you're just going to get some of this. Where's the end? You're just going to get some of this, and you're going to plug it into here like this, just to extend it.
Okay.
And make it longer.
Gotcha.
So it goes to that 1/2 inch distribution line. Once you get to that 1/2 inch distribution line, once you get this long enough to get to that 1/2 inch distribution line that goes down the middle, you're going to cut that. You're going to put this little 1/4 inch connector right here in the end of that. The other end of that 1/4 inch connector, you're going to poke a little hole. I'll give you a little puncher.
Okay.
You're going to poke a little hole with it in your 1/2 inch poly tube.
Gotcha.
When you plug that little,
the 1/2 inch is what kind of runs the whole perimeter.
exactly,
here, right?
that's your distribution line. Yeah, you're going to plug in. You're going to punch a little hole in it, and then you're going to plug these that are connected to the end of this everywhere.
Gotcha.
And that. So these are going to connect to that 1/2 inch distribution line with these right here.
Okay.
After you punch a little
Gotcha.
hole in it, and that's how you connect these to that distribution line going all around to your veg beds.
All right, that makes sense. Perfect sense. Yeah, awesome.
These are great.
I'm kind of familiar with that when you said, but I had bought like a cheapo irrigation system from like Home Depot like years ago.
Yeah,
it was that.
They only last so long.
It was like a little timer on the faucet. And
yeah,
spraying the poly off of it, and had like one backflow kind of thing.
Yeah. Little. This is good for now kind of setup. All right.
We're making a video here for the internet. Yeah, you want to be on my YouTube channel or what?
Be on my YouTube channel.
Just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you.
Professional, right? Okay. Now, we kind of get a pen.